When a Gemini woman and an Aries man come together in a relationship, it's like mixing air with fire. There's a natural spark that ignites between them, creating a relationship filled with adventure, excitement, and unpredictable energy. This couple is drawn to each other because of their differences and shared desire for new experiences. But while their attraction is undeniable, they'll need to navigate their differences carefully to avoid burning out or drifting apart. Let me walk you through what makes this relationship both exhilarating and challenging, as if I'm personally guiding you through this love story. The Gemini woman, a free spirit. As a Gemini woman, you're the embodiment of curiosity and versatility. You're someone who thrives on mental stimulation and loves to explore all aspects of life. You get bored with routine easily and crave variety, whether it's in your career, friendships, or even your romantic relationships. The way you think and communicate is one of your strongest assets. You're witty, playful, and always ready for a lively debate. You love to talk things through, explore new ideas, and learn from every experience. However, your tendency to flit from one thing to another can sometimes make it hard for people to keep up with you emotionally. Your mind is always racing, and though you feel deeply, you may not always show it or stay in one emotional place for too long. In love, you need someone who can match your intellect but also give you the freedom to express your many sides. The Aries man, a passionate leader. Now let's talk about the Aries man. He's bold, confident, and always eager to take the lead. An Aries man is driven by his passions. When he sets his sights on something, whether it's a career goal or a romantic partner, he goes after it with all his heart. He's direct in his approach, and there's very little that can stand in his way once he's determined to achieve something. He thrives on action, excitement, and challenge. In relationships, the Aries man is all about intensity. He's quick to fall in love, and when he does, he's fiercely loyal and protective. But he's also impulsive, and doesn't always think things through before acting. This can lead to him charging ahead without considering his partner's needs or feelings, which may cause friction if his partner isn't on the same page. The attraction, sparks fly. When you first meet an Aries man, you're immediately captivated by his confidence and energy. His go-getter attitude is incredibly attractive to you, especially because he doesn't shy away from taking risks or making bold moves. For him, your intelligence, charm, and unpredictability are magnetic. You're someone who can keep him interested and on his toes, which is exactly what he needs to stay engaged in a relationship. Your conversations are likely to be fast-paced, filled with laughter, and maybe even a bit of teasing. Both of you enjoy the thrill of a challenge, and this mutual enjoyment of spontaneity and adventure is what draws you closer. The Aries man loves your adaptability, and you admire his determination and drive. From the outside, it might look like the two of you are a whirlwind of fun and excitement, and for the most part, that's true. The challenge, balancing independence and togetherness. However, with all this excitement comes the challenge of balancing your strong sense of independence with the demands of a relationship. You, as a Gemini woman, need your space. You love your freedom to explore different ideas, hobbies, and friendships. You're not the type to be tied down by strict routines or clingy behavior. On the other hand, the Aries man, while independent in his own way, tends to be more straightforward in his desires. He wants to know where he stands in a relationship, and prefers clarity and commitment. This is where potential conflicts can arise. The Aries man might crave more assurance and consistency in the relationship than you're naturally inclined to give. He's all about loyalty and focus, and if he feels like you're not giving him your full attention, he could become jealous or impatient. For you, this can feel stifling. You need room to breathe, and being constantly questioned or pressured might push you away. Communication, fire, and air. Communication is one of the most important aspects of your relationship, and it's also where things can either go really well or really wrong. You, as a Gemini, are a natural communicator. You love to talk things out, explore different perspectives, and take your time making decisions. But the Aries man is much more decisive. He doesn't always feel the need for long discussions. He wants action and results. This difference in communication styles can lead to misunderstandings if not addressed. The Aries man might get frustrated with what he sees as indecisiveness on your part, while you may feel rushed or not heard. It's important for both of you to recognize this difference early on and make an effort to meet in the middle. He'll need to learn to give you space to express yourself, and you'll need to find ways to be more direct and clear in your communication, especially when it comes to your feelings. Emotional compatibility, the Aries man's intensity against the Gemini woman's flexibility. Emotionally, the Aries man is very passionate and intense. When he's in love, he's all in. There's no halfway with him. He expresses his feelings boldly and doesn't shy away from confrontation or deep emotional discussions. You, on the other hand, while deeply emotional in your own way, tend to approach feelings from a more intellectual standpoint. You're not one to dwell on heavy emotions for too long, and you prefer to keep things light and fun when possible. This can sometimes lead to the Aries man feeling like you're not as emotionally invested as he is, even if that's not the case. He might crave more displays of affection or commitment, while you might feel that too much emotional intensity is overwhelming. It's crucial for the two of you to find a balance here. Aries will need to understand that your love doesn't always manifest in the same fiery way his does. And you'll need to find ways to show him that you're committed in your own unique style. Trust and jealousy, a potential pitfall. One area where this relationship can hit a roadblock is trust. The Aries man, despite his independent nature, has a possessive streak. He wants to feel secure in his relationship and can become jealous if he feels like his partner's attention is divided. As a Gemini woman, you're naturally social and love meeting new people, which might cause the Aries man to feel threatened at times. It's important to establish trust early on. You'll need to reassure him that your social nature doesn't mean you're any less committed to the relationship. At the same time, he'll need to learn to trust you and not let his jealousy create unnecessary tension. Open and honest communication will be key to navigating this potential issue. The physical connection, passion, and playfulness. In terms of physical chemistry, there's no shortage of sparks between you and an Aries man. He's passionate and enthusiastic when it comes to intimacy, and you bring a playful and adventurous energy to the bedroom. He loves taking charge, and you're more than happy to go along with his bold moves, as long as there's room for experimentation and fun. Your natural curiosity means you're always willing to try new things, and this keeps the physical aspect of the relationship exciting for both of you. As long as you're both open and honest about your desires, your sex life will likely be one of the highlights of your relationship. The future. Will it last? In the long run, the relationship between a Gemini woman and an Aries man can be fulfilling if both partners are willing to work on their differences. The shared sense of adventure and passion for life will keep the relationship exciting, but the key will be finding a balance between independence and commitment. If you can navigate the occasional conflicts with understanding and patience, this relationship has the potential to grow into something truly special. Ultimately, your Gemini adaptability and his Aries determination can complement each other beautifully, as long as you both respect each other's unique needs and desires. This relationship will thrive on spontaneity, mutual respect, and an ever-present sense of excitement. When a Gemini woman and a Taurus man come together in a relationship, it's a meeting of two very different worlds, and that contrast can be both fascinating and challenging. This relationship can feel like an exciting blend of spontaneity and stability, but it also requires a lot of mutual understanding and compromise to work. To truly appreciate how these two signs can connect, let's take a personal, in-depth look at their compatibility, from the early stages of attraction to the deeper aspects of their emotional, mental, and physical connection. The Gemini woman, a breath of fresh air. As a Gemini woman, you're known for your bright, inquisitive mind and your effortless ability to charm anyone you meet. You thrive on conversation, mental stimulation, and variety in life. You are the kind of person who can talk about 100 different topics in a single sitting, and you love to explore new ideas, people, and places. For you, love is a journey of discovery, and you're always seeking new experiences to keep things interesting. You're playful, social, and can easily adapt to different situations and people. In relationships, you're not looking to settle too quickly. You need a partner who understands your need for freedom and who can keep up with your fast-paced mind. You crave intellectual stimulation, and emotional connection often comes through deep, meaningful conversations. However, with your love for freedom comes a sense of restlessness. You can get bored easily if things become too predictable, and this can sometimes make long-term commitments feel daunting. You need a partner who can ground you without stifling your adventurous spirit, someone who appreciates your lively nature without trying to change who you are. The Taurus man, steadfast and reliable. On the other side, a Taurus man is the epitome of stability. He is grounded, practical, and deeply committed once he decides to invest in a relationship. Unlike you, he moves slowly and carefully when it comes to love, making sure he's making the right choice before fully opening up his heart. He values security, loyalty, and tradition, and once he's in love, he's in it for the long haul. A Taurus man doesn't rush into things. He takes his time to build trust, and he needs to feel that the relationship is secure and stable. He's not someone who enjoys change or surprises, preferring to build his life on solid, dependable foundations. For him, love is about creating a life of comfort, security, and mutual support. He is sensual and enjoys the simple pleasures in life, from good food to cozy nights at home. In many ways, he represents the opposite of your airy, ever-changing nature. His steadiness can be both comforting and challenging for you. While you may appreciate his loyalty and devotion, his reluctance to embrace change can sometimes feel stifling. The Taurus man may find your need for variety and independence confusing or even threatening to the stability he craves. But beneath his calm exterior, he is a deeply affectionate and loving partner, and he wants nothing more than to build a life that both of you can feel secure in. The initial attraction, opposites attract. When you first meet, the attraction between a Gemini woman and a Taurus man can be magnetic, precisely because of your differences. He's drawn to your lively, fun-loving energy, and the way you seem to light up any room you walk into. You're fascinated by his calm, steady presence and the sense of security he offers. While your conversations may start off light and playful, there's a deeper curiosity that begins to develop between you. In the early stages, you'll likely enjoy the contrast between your personalities. You'll bring excitement and spontaneity into his life, encouraging him to step out of his comfort zone. He'll offer you a sense of grounding that you might not have realized you needed. You'll appreciate how dependable he is, and he'll admire how you make life feel more exciting and full of possibilities. But as the relationship deepens, these same differences can create challenges. His slow, methodical approach to life can sometimes clash with your need for change and variety. He may not always understand your restless energy, while you may find his reluctance to embrace new things frustrating. It's in these moments that the success of your relationship will depend on how well you can communicate and compromise. Emotional compatibility, navigating different needs. Emotionally, you and a Taurus man are quite different. You, as a Gemini woman, tend to process emotions through your mind first. You like to talk things out, analyze situations, and keep things lighthearted. You don't dive deep into heavy emotions easily, preferring to keep things more on the surface until you're ready. You need a partner who gives you space to express your thoughts and emotions in your own way, without pressuring you to be more intense or serious than you're comfortable with. On the other hand, a Taurus man is all about emotional depth and consistency. He feels things deeply and expresses his love through actions, not just words. He may not be as verbally expressive as you, but his love shows in the way he takes care of you, ensures you're comfortable, and makes you feel safe. For him, emotional security is vital, and he may need more reassurance from you than you naturally give. This difference can lead to misunderstandings. He may perceive your need for space or intellectualizing of emotions as a lack of commitment, while you may find his emotional intensity overwhelming at times. To bridge this gap, both of you will need to learn to understand each other's emotional languages. You'll need to offer him the stability he craves, even if it's in your own unique, lighthearted way, while he'll need to give you the freedom to express your emotions on your own terms. Communication, the key to understanding. One area where you can shine as a couple is communication. You, as a Gemini woman, are a natural communicator. You love to talk, share ideas, and engage in meaningful conversations. While a Taurus man may not be as naturally talkative, he's a great listener and will appreciate your ability to articulate your thoughts and feelings. However, it's important to remember that he processes things more slowly than you do. He takes time to think through what he wants to say, and he may not always respond as quickly or as dynamically as you'd like. This doesn't mean he's not paying attention. It's just his way of carefully considering his words before speaking. You'll need to practice patience here, giving him the space he needs to express himself in his own time. For him, it's important to remember that your quick-thinking, talkative nature isn't a sign that you're not taking things seriously. You process things out loud, and he'll need to learn to engage with you on that level. The more you both practice open, honest communication, the more you'll find ways to meet each other halfway. Physical connection, sensual meets playful. When it comes to physical intimacy, the Taurus man is deeply sensual and takes pleasure in every touch, kiss, and moment spent with his partner. He moves slowly, savoring the experience and ensuring that both of you are fully connected in the moment. For him, physical affection is a way to show love and build emotional bonds, and he'll be devoted to making sure you feel cared for in every way. As a Gemini woman, you approach physical intimacy with a sense of playfulness and curiosity. You enjoy experimenting, keeping things light and fun, and you're always looking for ways to keep things fresh. The Taurus man's slower pace may feel a bit too deliberate for you at times, but if you're open to it, you may find that his sensuality brings a depth to your connection that you didn't expect. In turn, you'll bring a sense of adventure to the physical side of the relationship, encouraging him to step out of his comfort zone and explore new ways to connect. Together, you can create a satisfying balance between his earthy sensuality and your airy playfulness. Trust. Building a solid foundation. Trust is a crucial aspect of any relationship, and it's especially important for a Taurus man. He needs to feel that his partner is fully committed and trustworthy before he can truly open up. Once trust is established, he'll be loyal and devoted, but any hint of dishonesty or flakiness can make him withdraw. For you, as a Gemini woman, trust is also important, but you approach it in a more flexible way. You're not as focused on long-term security right from the start. You need to feel mentally and emotionally stimulated in the present moment. This difference can create tension, as the Taurus man may want more reassurance than you're naturally inclined to give. To build trust between you, it's important to communicate openly about your intentions and feelings. You'll need to show him, through both words and actions, that you're committed to the relationship, even if your way of expressing it is different from his. In return, he'll need to trust that your need for independence doesn't mean you're any less devoted. Challenges. Navigating the differences. While there's great potential for growth and balance in this relationship, there are also some significant challenges. Your restless, changeable nature may clash with his desire for routine and predictability. He might feel frustrated by your need to keep things light and flexible, while you might feel constrained by his preference for stability and tradition. The key to overcoming these challenges is compromise. You'll need to learn to appreciate the grounding influence he brings to your life, while he'll need to embrace the excitement and variety you offer. If both of you are willing to grow and adapt, you can create a beautiful balance between your contrasting energies. Shared values, building a future together. One thing that will strengthen your relationship is the shared values you both bring to the table. Although you express your values in different ways, both of you are seeking a life that's filled with meaning, loyalty, and companionship. A Taurus man is naturally drawn to the idea of building a comfortable, secure life with a partner, and while you, as a Gemini woman, may not be as focused on stability from the outset, you do value deep, lasting connections. As the relationship progresses, you may find that you're both aligned in your desire for a strong partnership, though you'll go about it in different ways. He will bring the consistency and grounding you need when life gets chaotic, and you will bring the inspiration and excitement that keeps the relationship fresh and exciting. Conclusion: a journey of growth and understanding. In the end, a relationship between a Gemini woman and a Taurus man is a journey of growth, understanding, and compromise. You're both very different, and that's where the magic and the challenges lie. For this relationship to work, both of you will need to step outside of your comfort zones at times, learning to appreciate and even embrace the differences in your personalities. He'll need to let go of the need for complete predictability, trusting that your adventurous spirit can bring new joy into his life. You'll need to slow down and appreciate the deeper, steadier love he offers, realizing that true excitement doesn't always come from constant change. It can also come from the comfort of knowing you're truly loved and supported. If both of you are willing to grow together, this relationship can be one of deep love, mutual respect, and personal transformation. There's potential here for a beautiful partnership where both your airy spontaneity and his earthy stability blend in a way that allows each of you to flourish. When a Gemini woman and a Gemini man come together, it's like watching two butterflies flutter around a garden, beautiful, spontaneous, and never quite landing in the same place twice. Both of you are driven by a restless curiosity and a thirst for new experiences, which can make your relationship feel like a whirlwind of excitement and energy. But as with all whirlwind romances, there's a balance that needs to be struck between the exhilarating highs and the potential for things to spin out of control if you're not grounded. A meeting of minds, your intellectual connection. As two Geminis, the mental stimulation in this relationship is off the charts. You both love to talk, debate, and share ideas, and your conversations will flow effortlessly. You might find yourselves discussing everything from the latest scientific discoveries to obscure philosophical concepts, always eager to explore new intellectual territory. This shared love for knowledge and communication forms the backbone of your connection, giving you a deep sense of understanding and mutual respect. The Gemini man, like you, needs mental stimulation to feel fulfilled in a relationship. He loves your quick wit and your ability to keep up with his fast-paced thoughts. You, in turn, are enchanted by his charm and his endless curiosity. Together, you can talk for hours, losing track of time as you explore the world of ideas. This mental connection is one of the strongest points of your relationship, and it's what keeps things exciting even when the emotional side might feel a little neglected. But with this constant flow of ideas, there's also the potential for things to become a bit scattered. Both of you can get lost in your thoughts, moving from one topic to the next without ever fully grounding yourselves in the present. This can make it difficult for you both to focus on deeper, more emotional conversations, which may leave you feeling a bit disconnected at times. Emotional connection, the challenge of depth. The Gemini woman and Gemini man pairing is naturally lighthearted and fun, but when it comes to emotional depth, things can get a little tricky. Both of you are more comfortable with intellectual and social connections than with diving deep into your feelings. You tend to approach emotions from a logical perspective, preferring to analyze rather than feel. While this can keep things from getting too heavy, it can also make it hard for you both to express your true emotions when the situation calls for it. For you, as a Gemini woman, emotions are often something you'd rather observe from a distance than get too involved with. You're curious about feelings, but can sometimes struggle to articulate your own in a way that feels genuine. The Gemini man is much the same. He's more interested in how emotions work than in fully experiencing them. This mutual emotional detachment can lead to misunderstandings or a feeling of superficiality if neither of you takes the time to dive deeper. That being said, the two of you can balance each other out in this area. You understand each other's emotional approach because it's the same as your own. You know that just because your Gemini man isn't gushing with emotions doesn't mean he doesn't care deeply for you. He shows his affection through words, actions, and shared experiences rather than through emotional outbursts, and you do the same. It's important, though, to occasionally push yourselves to have those deeper conversations, even if they feel uncomfortable. This will help create a stronger emotional foundation for your relationship. The thrill of variety, embracing the adventure. What makes this pairing so exciting is the shared love for adventure and variety. Neither of you is content with a routine, and you'll both constantly be looking for ways to spice things up. This might mean spontaneous weekend getaways, trying out new restaurants, or diving into a brand new hobby together. Your relationship will never feel stagnant because you're both so open to new experiences. The Gemini man will appreciate your flexibility and willingness to go along with his latest whim. He thrives on change and excitement, and your ability to match his energy will keep the spark alive. You, on the other hand, will love how he always keeps you on your toes. Whether he's surprising you with an unexpected date night or suggesting a spontaneous road trip, his enthusiasm for life will match your own. However, there's a potential downside to this constant search for novelty. Both of you may struggle with commitment or long-term plans as you're easily distracted by the next exciting thing. You might find it hard to stay focused on building a stable foundation for your relationship when there are so many other things competing for your attention. The key here is to find a balance between variety and stability, ensuring that your relationship doesn't become too chaotic. Flirting and playfulness, keeping things light. One of the most charming aspects of your relationship is the playful, flirtatious dynamic between you. Geminis are known for their light-hearted approach to love, and when two of you come together, it's like an endless game of teasing, banter, and laughter. You'll enjoy keeping things fun and breezy, always finding ways to make each other smile, whether it's through witty comebacks or subtle flirting. You'll never lose that sense of playfulness that drew you to each other in the first place. This playful energy can keep the relationship feeling fresh, but it's important to remember that not everything can be a joke. There will be times when you'll need to have serious conversations, and it's crucial that you both know when to switch gears. Otherwise, you might find yourselves avoiding important issues by brushing them off with humor. The need for independence, a mutual understanding. As two independent Geminis, you both value your freedom, and this is one of the reasons your relationship works so well. You understand each other's need for space and autonomy, and neither of you will feel suffocated or held back. The Gemini man appreciates that you're not clingy or overly dependent on him, and you appreciate the same in him. This mutual respect for each other's individuality allows you both to thrive as individuals while still maintaining a strong connection. However, this independence can sometimes lead to a lack of emotional closeness. If you're both too focused on your personal pursuits, you might find that you're drifting apart without even realizing it. It's important to make time for each other and prioritize your relationship, even as you explore your individual interests. Conflict resolution. Navigating disagreements. When disagreements arise, both of you are more likely to use your words than your emotions to resolve the issue. As Geminis, you're skilled communicators, and you'll often talk your way through conflicts rather than allowing things to escalate. However, your shared tendency to intellectualize emotions can sometimes lead to misunderstandings. You might both be more focused on winning the argument or proving your point than on understanding each other's feelings. To avoid this, make sure that you're listening as much as you're talking. The Gemini man needs to feel heard just as much as you do, and if you can both learn to express your emotions clearly and honestly, you'll be able to navigate conflicts with ease. Long-term potential. Growing together. The long-term potential of a Gemini woman and Gemini man relationship depends on your ability to ground yourselves and build something stable amidst the chaos of life. If you can find a balance between variety and commitment, independence and closeness, this relationship has the potential to be deeply fulfilling. Together, you'll never stop learning, growing, and discovering new things about each other and the world. Your shared love for adventure will keep the relationship exciting, while your intellectual connection will provide a solid foundation for long-term growth. With time and effort, this relationship can evolve into something that's not only fun and lighthearted but also deeply meaningful. In the end, being with a Gemini man is like being with a mirror of yourself, someone who understands your need for freedom, your curiosity, and your desire for mental stimulation. The key to making it work is embracing the qualities that make you both unique, while also pushing each other to grow emotionally and spiritually. Together, you can create a partnership that's full of excitement, intellectual challenge, and endless possibilities. The relationship between a Gemini woman and a Cancer man is a fascinating blend of intellectual curiosity and deep emotional connection. It is as if two worlds come together, one light and airy, filled with thoughts and ideas, and the other warm and nurturing, driven by feelings and intuition. The Gemini woman, with her sharp mind, witty personality, and need for variety, contrasts deeply with the Cancer man's emotional depth, need for security, and caring nature. This combination can lead to both wonderful harmony and challenging tensions, depending on how well they navigate their differences. Attraction and early stages. When a Gemini woman and a Cancer man meet for the first time, their connection may seem unexpected but undeniably compelling. For him, the Gemini woman is like a breath of fresh air. Her lively energy, quick wit, and ability to adapt to any situation intrigue him. She has a way of moving through life with a light touch, always curious and open to new experiences. And this sense of adventure captivates the Cancer man, who is often more rooted in his routines and comfort zones. On the other hand, she is drawn to the Cancer man's emotional warmth and subtle sensitivity. There's something deeply comforting in his presence that she might not find in other relationships. He listens, he cares, and he truly wants to understand her on a deeper level. For the Gemini woman, this may be one of the first relationships where she feels that someone truly sees her. His attentiveness and nurturing nature can make her feel special and cared for in ways that might surprise her. It's not that she necessarily looks for emotional intensity, her heart is often more in her mind, but his willingness to provide emotional security appeals to a part of her that perhaps she hasn't tapped into as often. Emotional connection. As the relationship develops, the Gemini woman may find herself being pulled into the depths of the Cancer man's emotional world. For him, love is a deep, protective, and nurturing force. He feels love in a way that is rich and all-encompassing, and when he falls for someone, it's as though he has found a home in their heart. For the Cancer man, emotions are never shallow. They are as vast as the ocean, sometimes calm and soothing, and at other times turbulent and overwhelming. This intensity may be something new for the Gemini woman. While she is known for her intellect and communication, she doesn't always dwell in the emotional realm in the same way. At times, she may find his depth fascinating, and at other times, overwhelming. She approaches life with a certain lightness. She enjoys conversation, ideas, and mental exploration. When faced with the Cancer man's emotional waves, she might feel out of her depth. He, in turn, may struggle to understand her need for space and intellectual stimulation. He is the kind of partner who wants to wrap her in his love and shield her from the world. But the Gemini woman thrives on freedom, variety, and independence. This difference in emotional needs can become a source of tension if they don't communicate openly about what they both require from the relationship. Communication and understanding. However, where they can find common ground is through communication. A Gemini woman is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, and she has a natural gift for expressing her thoughts and ideas. If she is willing to engage in deeper conversations about emotions, she may discover that the Cancer man is a surprisingly good listener. His intuitive nature allows him to pick up on subtle cues and unspoken feelings, and he can provide the kind of emotional support that she didn't know she needed. For the Cancer man, being able to open up about his feelings is key. He may sometimes feel like the Gemini woman is moving too quickly for him emotionally, but if he expresses this to her, she will likely respond with understanding and patience. She may need to slow down at times and dive deeper into her own emotional world to meet him where he is. But if she does, their conversations could be both intellectually stimulating and emotionally fulfilling. He will also need to learn how to engage with her mentally, as she finds mental stimulation one of the most attractive qualities in a partner. The Cancer man might not naturally operate in the same quick, mercurial way that she does, but if he's willing to dive into interesting topics, ideas, and even a bit of playful debate, she will appreciate the effort. She might even find herself more attracted to his steady and grounded nature once they find a rhythm. Emotional challenges. The biggest challenge in this relationship is likely to come from their differing emotional rhythms. The Cancer man is emotionally driven, he feels things deeply and often needs reassurance and security in his relationships. He is loyal, loving, and protective, and once he gives his heart, he is all in. This can sometimes lead him to be clingy or overly protective, especially if he feels insecure. For a Gemini woman, this level of emotional intensity can sometimes feel suffocating. She enjoys her freedom, and while she loves the idea of companionship, she doesn't want to feel tied down or overly dependent on someone else's emotional state. The Cancer man may need to work on not taking her need for independence personally. It's not that she doesn't care, she just expresses her love differently. He might want to shower her with affection and closeness, but she thrives on variety, new experiences, and sometimes a little space to herself. On the other hand, she will need to understand that the Cancer man's need for emotional closeness comes from a place of deep love and devotion. He is not trying to control her, but rather he wants to ensure that she feels safe and cared for, intimacy and romance. In terms of intimacy, this couple has the potential for a beautiful balance of intellectual and emotional connection. The Cancer man brings a sense of tenderness and depth to the relationship that can help the Gemini woman feel emotionally safe, even if she's not always as comfortable with deep emotions. In turn, she brings a sense of playfulness and exploration to their intimacy, keeping things fresh and exciting. The Cancer man's love language is often physical touch, and he enjoys expressing his emotions through tenderness and affection. The Gemini woman may need time to adjust to this, as she might not naturally gravitate towards such emotional expressions in the same way. However, Once she opens herself to the experience, she may find that she enjoys the depth of connection he brings to their intimate moments. Long-term potential. For this relationship to truly thrive, both partners need to make adjustments. The Gemini woman must learn to dive deeper into her emotional world, being more attuned to her partner's needs, and offering him the emotional reassurance he craves. Meanwhile, the Cancer man must learn to give her the space she needs to explore, communicate, and grow without feeling insecure or overly protective. If they can find this balance, their relationship can be a beautiful blend of intellectual stimulation and emotional depth. The Cancer man will offer the Gemini woman stability, loyalty, and emotional support. In return, she will keep him on his toes with her wit, charm, and endless curiosity. Together, they can create a love that is both deep and expansive, as long as they respect and appreciate each other's differences. The key to their success lies in communication and understanding. If they can embrace their differences and work together to meet each other's needs, they may find that their relationship is one of both emotional fulfillment and intellectual excitement, a rare and precious combination. When a Gemini woman and a Leo man come together, it's as if two dazzling stars collide, each bringing their own brilliance to the relationship. The Gemini woman is captivating, quick-witted, and always full of ideas, while the Leo man is charismatic, passionate, and deeply committed once he sets his heart on someone. Their union is bound to be full of fun, adventure, and excitement, but like any relationship, it will also have its complexities. The chemistry between a Gemini woman and a Leo man is often immediate and electric. Leo's larger-than-life energy is impossible for the Gemini woman to ignore. His boldness, his confidence, and his desire to be noticed all strike a chord with her curious and ever-exploring mind. She loves how he commands attention, how he carries himself like a king, and how he's unafraid to go after what he wants. To her, the Leo man is exciting and unpredictable in all the best ways. He's not someone who will ever let life get boring, and that's a big deal for a Gemini woman who constantly craves new experiences. From the Leo man's perspective, the Gemini woman is a breath of fresh air. She's different from anyone he's ever met. She's playful, talkative, and her mind seems to be always buzzing with something new. For him, this is exhilarating. He's used to being the center of attention, but the Gemini woman gives him something more. She keeps him on his toes. He loves her ability to adapt to different situations, and her unpredictable nature keeps him intrigued. In her, he sees someone who is both his equal and someone who challenges him in ways he hadn't expected. The spark of attraction. The attraction between a Gemini woman and a Leo man is undeniable. Right from the start, they both feel drawn to each other. The Gemini woman is fascinated by Leo's regal aura. He has a presence that is hard to ignore. There's something about the way he carries himself that makes her want to dive deeper and understand him more. He, in turn, is captivated by her lively and sparkling personality. She brings excitement wherever she goes, and for a Leo man who loves the thrill of life, she seems like the perfect match. What makes this attraction even more special is that it isn't just physical, it's intellectual too. The Gemini woman's sharp mind and quick wit are incredibly appealing to the Leo man. He loves engaging in conversations with her, and their discussions can range from lighthearted banter to deep philosophical musings. She stimulates his mind, and he loves the challenge of keeping up with her rapid-fire thoughts. For the Gemini woman, the Leo man represents something solid and reliable in a world that often feels chaotic. While she thrives on change and variety, there's something about Leo's steady confidence that grounds her. He makes her feel safe, even as he sweeps her off her feet with grand romantic gestures and a flair for the dramatic, emotional connection. However, despite their instant chemistry, the emotional dynamics between a Gemini woman and a Leo man can be a bit more complicated. The Gemini woman is naturally more detached when it comes to emotions. She tends to approach life with a sense of curiosity and intellectual exploration, and she's not one to get bogged down in heavy emotional discussions. Her emotions are fluid, and she prefers to keep things light and fun. The Leo man, on the other hand, feels things much more deeply. Though he may not always show it, he craves love and loyalty in a relationship. Leo is ruled by the sun, and like the sun, he wants to be the center of his partner's world. He needs to feel appreciated, admired, and adored, and when he doesn't get this kind of attention, it can make him feel insecure. This is where potential challenges arise. The Gemini woman's lighthearted approach to emotions can sometimes make the Leo man feel neglected. While she might think that giving him space to do his own thing is a sign of trust, he might interpret her independence as disinterest. He wants to be showered with love and attention, and when he doesn't get that from her, his pride can be wounded. In response, he may become more demanding of her time and energy, which can make the Gemini woman feel smothered. However, with the right communication, these emotional differences can be worked through. The Gemini woman can learn to show her appreciation for the Leo man in ways that make him feel valued. She might not be the most emotionally expressive partner, but her words carry weight, and when she tells Leo how much she cares, he will feel more secure. Likewise, the Leo man can learn to give the Gemini woman the freedom she needs. If he trusts that her independence doesn't mean a lack of love, he can give her the space to explore her interests without feeling threatened. Communication, the key to success. Communication is one of the strongest aspects of this relationship. The Gemini woman is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, and she excels at expressing her thoughts, ideas, and feelings. She loves engaging in conversations that stimulate her mind, and the Leo man is more than willing to indulge her. Their discussions can range from lighthearted to serious, and they both enjoy keeping each other intellectually engaged. However, there's a slight hiccup here: Leo's pride. While the Gemini woman is open to exploring different perspectives and often plays devil's advocate for fun, the Leo man can sometimes take her challenges to his opinions personally. He wants to be admired, and when she pokes fun at his ideas or challenges him, he might feel as though she's not respecting him. This can lead to arguments if Leo feels that his authority or intelligence is being questioned. The Gemini woman, on the other hand, might find Leo's need for validation a bit exhausting at times. She's not one to sugarcoat things, and if he's expecting constant admiration, she might become frustrated. However, if both partners can recognize these differences and communicate openly about their needs, they can find a balance. Leo can learn to appreciate the Gemini woman's playful nature, and she can make an effort to give him the admiration he craves, just not at the expense of her authenticity. Love and intimacy. When it comes to love and intimacy, the Gemini woman and Leo man can create a passionate and exciting connection. The Leo man's fiery passion and need for adoration meet the Gemini woman's curiosity and playfulness, resulting in a love life that is anything but boring. He loves to take the lead and impress her with his romantic gestures, while she keeps things fresh and exciting with her unpredictable and spontaneous nature. The bedroom is a place where their differences complement each other. The Leo man is all about passion, drama, and intensity, and the Gemini woman brings variety and an open-minded approach to intimacy. Together, they can create a dynamic that is both playful and deeply satisfying. However, just as with their emotional connection, there can be challenges here too. The Leo man might want more consistency and dedication, while the Gemini woman might find it hard to settle into a routine. She enjoys keeping things light and fun, while he craves a deeper emotional connection. As long as they're both willing to compromise, their love life can be a beautiful mix of passion, excitement, and emotional depth. Challenges and growth. One of the biggest challenges in this relationship is balancing Leo's need for admiration with Gemini's need for freedom. The Leo man is loyal, devoted, and wants to be the center of his partner's world. He needs to feel valued, and when he doesn't, he can become demanding or insecure. The Gemini woman, on the other hand, values her independence and might not always give Leo the level of attention he craves. She loves exploring new ideas and experiences, and while she's deeply loyal in her own way, she might not always express that loyalty in ways Leo understands. The key to overcoming this challenge is communication and compromise. The Gemini woman needs to be mindful of Leo's need for attention and admiration. Small gestures of affection, words of affirmation, and taking the time to show him that she values him can go a long way in making him feel secure. Leo, in turn, needs to give the Gemini woman space to be herself. He must trust that her independence doesn't mean she's not invested in the relationship. The long-term potential. If these two can navigate their differences and learn to appreciate each other's unique strengths, they have the potential for a lasting and fulfilling relationship. The Gemini woman brings excitement, curiosity, and intellectual stimulation to Leo's life, keeping him from getting stuck in routines. She reminds him to have fun and not take life too seriously. In return, Leo offers her stability, loyalty, and a deep emotional connection that can ground her in ways she didn't realize she needed. Together, they can create a partnership that is full of laughter, passion, and mutual admiration. They will need to continuously communicate and find a balance between their needs. But if they can do that, their love story will be one for the books, a love that's fiery, fun, and forever evolving. The relationship between a Gemini woman and a Virgo man can be a beautiful blend of intellect and practicality, though it's not without its complexities. When a Gemini woman and a Virgo man come together, it's a union of two highly intelligent signs ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. But while they may share the same planetary ruler, their expressions of love and life are as different as night and day. This combination can be intriguing and exciting, but it will also require patience, understanding, and a willingness to embrace their differences. Let's dive into the nuances of their connection and see what this pairing looks like in all its facets. The first encounter. When a Gemini woman meets a Virgo man, it's often their minds that connect first. She is captivated by his quiet intelligence, his depth of thought, and the way he approaches life with such a meticulous nature. Unlike some more outgoing signs, Virgo isn't going to sweep her off her feet with grand gestures or big displays of affection, but his subtle charm, his attention to detail, and his grounded energy are exactly the things that can draw a curious Gemini in. For the Virgo man, the Gemini woman is like a breath of fresh air. She's vibrant, lively, and full of ideas. Her mind moves quickly, darting from one topic to the next, and Virgo is fascinated by her ability to adapt to any situation. There's a spark of excitement in how she navigates life, and while Virgo tends to approach things more cautiously, there's something about Gemini's energy that pulls him in, even if he feels a bit cautious about her unpredictability. Intellectual chemistry. One of the greatest strengths of a Gemini woman and Virgo man pairing is their mental connection. Both of these signs are intellectual in nature, and they can engage in deep, stimulating conversations that cover a range of topics. Whether it's discussing books, current events, or abstract theories, their conversations are rarely dull. However, they approach these discussions from different angles. The Gemini woman is spontaneous. She loves jumping from one idea to the next, often just for the thrill of exploring new thoughts. Virgo, on the other hand, is more methodical and detail-oriented. He prefers to dive deep into a subject, analyze it, and find solutions. This difference can be both a source of attraction and frustration. Virgo may find Gemini's thought process a little too scattered, while Gemini might feel Virgo is overly focused on the finer points. But if they can learn to appreciate these differences, they can form a powerful intellectual bond. Gemini brings excitement and new perspectives to Virgo's life, helping him think outside the box, while Virgo helps ground Gemini, encouraging her to think through her ideas more thoroughly. Together, they can inspire each other to grow and learn in ways they may not have on their own. Emotional connection and vulnerabilities. Emotionally, this pairing is a bit more complex. The Gemini woman, ruled by air, is known for her lightheartedness and her tendency to keep things on the surface. She enjoys having fun, exploring new experiences, and may be hesitant to dive into the deep emotional waters that Virgo often craves in a relationship. For Gemini, emotions can be fleeting, and she may not always understand Virgo's need for emotional stability and consistency. The Virgo man, on the other hand, is an earth sign, and while he may not be overly expressive with his emotions, he feels deeply. He craves security and reassurance in love, and his loyalty runs deep. Virgo men tend to be very careful when they give their heart to someone, and they expect the same level of dedication and consistency from their partner. The Gemini woman's love for freedom and her sometimes detached nature may make Virgo feel insecure or uncertain about her commitment. The key for this couple is finding a balance. The Virgo man will need to learn to give Gemini space to explore and express herself in her own way, while the Gemini woman will need to understand that Virgo's need for stability is not about controlling her but about feeling secure in the relationship. If both partners can open up and express their emotional needs in a way that's compassionate and understanding, they can find a way to meet in the middle. Trust and loyalty. Trust is one of the most challenging areas for this pairing. Virgo men are naturally cautious and require a lot of reassurance to feel secure in a relationship. They value loyalty and consistency and may struggle to trust easily. Gemini women, with their love for variety and freedom, can unintentionally trigger Virgo's insecurities. She's naturally flirtatious, loves being social, and enjoys engaging with a wide range of people, which can make Virgo feel uneasy. However, the Gemini woman is not inherently disloyal. She may love to engage with different people and ideas, but once she's truly invested in someone, she's capable of deep commitment. It's essential for Virgo to understand this, and to trust that Gemini's playful nature doesn't mean she's not serious about the relationship. At the same time, Gemini can help ease Virgo's fears by showing him through small actions that he's important to her and that she values the relationship. Over time, trust can be built through open communication and reassurance. Virgo will learn to trust Gemini's free-spirited nature, while Gemini will learn to be more mindful of Virgo's need for stability. Love and intimacy. When it comes to love and intimacy, Gemini and Virgo approach things very differently, but this can also be what makes their connection so intriguing. The Gemini woman is playful, curious, and experimental when it comes to love. She likes to keep things light, fun, and spontaneous. For her, intimacy is about exploration and keeping things exciting. The Virgo man, however, is more reserved. He's sensual but not in a flashy or overtly passionate way. Virgo men tend to take their time when it comes to intimacy, preferring to focus on building a deep connection over time rather than jumping into physical affection too quickly. He's attentive, patient, and wants to make sure that everything is perfect. In the bedroom, this pairing can either clash or find a unique rhythm. Virgo's need for precision and Gemini's desire for variety can cause some initial friction. Gemini might feel that Virgo is too focused on perfection, while Virgo might feel that Gemini is too chaotic or unpredictable. However, with time, they can find a way to balance these differences. Virgo's attentiveness can make Gemini feel cherished and cared for, while Gemini's playful nature can bring out a more adventurous side in Virgo. Communication, a double-edged sword. As both signs are ruled by Mercury, communication should be their strong suit, but it can also be a source of tension if they're not careful. The Gemini woman communicates quickly and often jumps from one topic to the next, enjoying the mental stimulation of variety. She's not one to dwell on problems, preferring to move on and focus on the positive. Virgo, however, is more meticulous in his communication. He likes to analyze situations, discuss problems in depth, and find solutions. Virgo's tendency to be critical, even if it's well-intentioned, can sometimes make Gemini feel stifled or defensive. She might interpret his critiques as nitpicking, while he might feel that she's not taking things seriously enough. The best way for this couple to navigate their communication differences is to approach each conversation with patience and understanding. Virgo can benefit from lightening up and allowing Gemini to bring some fun and levity into their discussions, while Gemini can learn to appreciate Virgo's need for clarity and resolution. The long-term potential. In the long run, a relationship between a Gemini woman and a Virgo man has the potential to grow into something deeply fulfilling if both partners are willing to put in the effort. While they may have very different approaches to life and love, these differences can complement each other in unexpected ways. The Virgo man brings a sense of stability, loyalty, and practicality that can help ground the Gemini woman, giving her a sense of security without making her feel trapped. In return, Gemini brings excitement, new ideas, and a fresh perspective to Virgo's life, helping him to loosen up and enjoy life's spontaneous moments. Together, they can create a relationship that is intellectually stimulating, emotionally supportive, and full of personal growth. As long as they are both willing to embrace their differences and communicate openly, this pairing has the potential to thrive. It won't always be easy, but with patience, understanding, and mutual respect, the Gemini woman and Virgo man can build a lasting and meaningful partnership. Challenges and how to overcome them. Like any relationship, this pairing is not without its challenges. One of the biggest obstacles they will face is finding a balance between Gemini's need for freedom and Virgo's desire for stability. Gemini may feel that Virgo is too critical or controlling at times, while Virgo may worry that Gemini is too unreliable or inconsistent. The key to overcoming these challenges is to focus on the strengths each partner brings to the relationship. Virgo can help Gemini become more grounded and focused, while Gemini can teach Virgo to loosen up and embrace life's unpredictability. By working together and learning from each other, they can turn their differences into strengths. In the end, while the relationship between a Gemini woman and a Virgo man may take some work, the rewards are well worth it. This pairing has the potential for growth, mutual respect, and a deep intellectual and emotional connection. If they can navigate their differences with patience and understanding, their love can be both fulfilling and long-lasting. When a Gemini woman and a Libra man come together, it's like the beginning of an intriguing story, full of potential, laughter, and mutual understanding. They are drawn to each other like two magnets, not just because of their intellectual compatibility, but because they share an appreciation for beauty, harmony, and life's little pleasures. If you're a Gemini woman, and you found yourself captivated by a Libra man, you're probably already aware of how easy and effortless it feels to be around him. The chemistry is undeniable, and the bond you share is magnetic. The first encounter, a conversation that flows effortlessly. From the moment you meet, it's clear that the two of you are on the same wavelength. You, as a Gemini woman, thrive on quick wit, lively conversation, and the freedom to explore various ideas. And the Libra man? He's immediately enchanted by your sparkling energy, your adaptability, and the way you can flit from topic to topic with ease. You'll find that your conversations flow effortlessly from one subject to another, and it feels as though you've known each other forever, even if you've just met. The Libra man, with his natural charm and diplomatic nature, knows how to make you feel understood and valued. He's patient, and while he can be a bit indecisive at times, his willingness to weigh all sides of a situation is something you'll find comforting. There's a deep respect between you, a mutual admiration for the way you both approach the world. You're fascinated by his ability to see things from multiple perspectives, while he's enchanted by your intellectual curiosity and lively spirit. Intellectual connection, a meeting of minds. The Gemini woman and Libra man are both air signs, meaning that communication and intellect are at the core of your relationship. For you, as a Gemini woman, a partner who can keep up with your mental agility is essential. You need someone who can stimulate your mind, who can engage in deep discussions one minute and light-hearted banter the next. The Libra man is more than capable of meeting this need. His intellect is sharp, and his love for balance and harmony means that he's always seeking to understand things on a deeper level. Together, you'll explore new ideas, share your thoughts on everything from art and culture to philosophy and social issues, and never feel like the conversation is forced. There's always something to talk about, something to laugh over, and something to learn from each other. The mental stimulation that comes from this pairing is one of the strongest aspects of your compatibility. You'll feel like you've found someone who truly understands you, who matches your intellectual energy and can challenge you in all the best ways. For the Libra man, your quick wit and ever-curious nature are exciting. He admires your ability to adapt to any situation and your willingness to explore new ideas. At the same time, his calm, balanced demeanor provides a grounding influence for you. When you feel scattered or indecisive, he has a way of helping you find your center, without stifling your free-spirited nature. It's a beautiful balance between the two of you, a partnership where both of your strengths are enhanced by the other's presence. Emotional bond, light yet meaningful. Emotionally, both the Gemini woman and Libra man tend to avoid overly intense or heavy displays of emotion. You both prefer to keep things light-hearted, focusing on joy, laughter, and positive experiences. However, this doesn't mean that your relationship lacks depth. In fact, because you're both so skilled at communication, you have the potential to develop a strong emotional bond over time, even if it doesn't always show on the surface. For the Libra man, relationships are incredibly important. He's ruled by Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and harmony, which means that he seeks out partnerships that are balanced and fulfilling. He'll go out of his way to make sure you feel appreciated, often doing so in subtle ways, whether it's through thoughtful gestures, kind words, or simply making time to be with you. Libra is naturally romantic, and while you might not be the most sentimental person, you'll find that his gentle, loving nature starts to soften your heart. At first, you might feel like keeping things casual and light, as is typical for a Gemini woman. You value your independence and freedom. and the idea of settling into a relationship that feels too intense or constraining might make you wary. But with the Libra man, you won't feel trapped or smothered. He's the kind of partner who gives you the space you need, while also providing a stable emotional foundation. As the relationship progresses, you'll likely find yourself opening up to him in ways you didn't expect, feeling safe in the knowledge that he respects your need for both connection and freedom. Romance and affection, Libra's gentle touch. Romance comes naturally to the Libra man, and as a Gemini woman, you'll appreciate his ability to keep things light, fun, and engaging. He's the type of partner who will surprise you with thoughtful dates, charming gestures, and a genuine desire to make you happy. Libra's romantic style isn't over the top or smothering. Instead, it's subtle, elegant, and perfectly balanced. He's not afraid to show his affection, but he does so in a way that feels natural and non-invasive, which is exactly what you need. You, on the other hand, will bring a sense of excitement and spontaneity to the relationship. While Libra can sometimes fall into the trap of overthinking or seeking too much balance, you'll help him loosen up and embrace the joy of living in the moment. Together, you'll create a romantic dynamic that's playful and adventurous, filled with laughter, new experiences, and plenty of affectionate moments. Challenges and growth, balancing freedom and stability. While the Gemini woman and Libra man have a lot going for them, no relationship is without its challenges. For you, as a Gemini, the biggest hurdle might be your tendency to get restless or bored. You need constant mental stimulation and new experiences to keep you engaged, and while Libra is charming and intelligent, his need for balance and routine might start to feel a little too predictable for your liking. For the Libra man, the challenge will be learning to accept and embrace your need for freedom. He craves partnership and stability, and if he starts to feel like you're not as invested in the relationship as he is, he might become insecure. The key to overcoming this challenge is open communication, something you're both naturally good at. As long as you're honest with each other about your needs and willing to compromise, you can find a way to make the relationship work. Libra will need to understand that your need for independence doesn't mean you're not committed to him, and you'll need to find ways to reassure him of your love and affection. At the same time, you can help Libra embrace the spontaneity and excitement that you bring into his life, showing him that sometimes it's okay to break free from routine and embrace the unexpected. Physical and emotional intimacy, a connection that evolves. In the bedroom, the connection between a Gemini woman and a Libra man is likely to be exciting, playful, and deeply satisfying. Libra's romantic nature combined with your adventurous spirit creates a perfect balance of tenderness and excitement. Libra will bring a sense of care and attentiveness to your intimate moments, always focused on ensuring that you feel comfortable and cherished. You, as a Gemini, are likely to bring a playful and experimental energy to the bedroom. You enjoy keeping things light and fun, and Libra's willingness to please his partner means that the two of you can explore new ways of connecting physically without any pressure or awkwardness. Over time, as your emotional bond deepens, so too will your physical connection, creating a sense of intimacy that goes beyond just the physical. Long-term potential, a lasting partnership. For a Gemini woman and Libra man, the long-term potential is strong, as long as both partners are willing to put in the effort to grow together. Your shared love for communication, intellectual stimulation, and social engagement can keep the relationship exciting for years to come. However, it's important that you both remain mindful of your individual needs and work to find a balance between freedom and commitment. For you, as a Gemini, the key to long-term success will be staying engaged and finding new ways to keep the relationship fresh and exciting. For Libra, the key will be learning to trust in the relationship and not becoming overly dependent on the need for balance and harmony. As long as you're both willing to communicate openly and make adjustments as needed, your relationship has the potential to grow into a lasting, fulfilling partnership. Final thoughts: a relationship of harmony and growth. The relationship between a Gemini woman and a Libra man is one that's built on mutual respect, intellectual connection, and a shared love for life's finer things. Together, you can create a partnership that's filled with laughter, joy, and personal growth. While there may be challenges along the way, the strong communication skills that you both possess can help you navigate any bumps in the road. If you're willing to embrace each other's differences and find a balance between independence and connection, this relationship can evolve into something truly beautiful. Together, you have the potential to build a life that's full of adventure, intellectual stimulation, and emotional fulfillment, a relationship that stands the test of time. When a Gemini woman and a Scorpio man come together, it feels like a meeting of two completely different worlds. You, as a Gemini woman, are curious, intellectual, and always looking for stimulation. You thrive in dynamic environments, easily shifting from one conversation or idea to the next, keeping everything light and open-ended. Meanwhile, your Scorpio man is intense, passionate, and deeply emotional. He moves through life with a sense of purpose and control, preferring depth over surface-level connections. On paper, it might seem like you're two signs that should never cross paths, but when you do, there's an undeniable magnetism that draws you together. It's this mix of airy lightness and emotional depth that makes your relationship both a challenge and a fascinating journey. Initial attraction, a meeting of minds and mystery. When you first meet, the attraction between you two is electric. You, as a Gemini, are captivated by his quiet, almost magnetic intensity. He's not like the other people you usually find yourself talking to. He listens more than he speaks, and when he does talk, it's with a depth and seriousness that you find intriguing. You're used to people being open and playful, much like yourself, but Scorpio's air of mystery makes you want to dig deeper. On his side, the Scorpio man is fascinated by your lively energy. You light up a room with your words and wit, and while he's used to people revealing themselves too quickly, you are a puzzle. You're quick on your feet, jumping from one topic to the next, but there's something about your intellect and playfulness that keeps him wanting more. He's drawn to the fact that while you seem so light-hearted on the surface, he can sense that there's a lot more to you underneath. You're not easy to pin down, and that keeps him hooked. Communication, where the challenge begins. As a Gemini woman, communication is everything to you. You love talking through ideas, exchanging thoughts, and staying connected through words. You're someone who processes your feelings and thoughts externally, often through conversation. Whether it's a deep philosophical debate or a lighthearted discussion about your day, you thrive when there's an open line of communication. For your Scorpio man, communication is less about words and more about actions and emotions. He's not one to openly share his feelings or thoughts right away. In fact, he can be quite secretive, preferring to keep things close to his chest until he fully trusts you. To him, words are serious, and he won't say something unless he truly means it. This difference can create a significant challenge. You might feel like he's holding back or being too guarded, while he might think you're not taking things seriously enough. For a Gemini, keeping things light and fun is natural, but for a Scorpio, emotional intensity is essential. He wants to dive deep, and you're more comfortable keeping things at the surface. However, once you both learn to respect each other's communication styles, this difference can actually balance the relationship. He'll show you how to embrace emotional depth without losing yourself in it, while you'll help him open up and lighten up when things get too heavy. He'll teach you that sometimes silence speaks louder than words, and you'll show him that vulnerability can come in many forms, even in light-hearted conversations. Emotional compatibility, balancing depth and lightness. Emotionally, you and your Scorpio partner operate on very different wavelengths. You, as a Gemini, prefer to keep things light-hearted and playful, avoiding emotional heaviness when you can. You don't want to get bogged down by intense feelings, and when situations get too serious, your instinct might be to deflect or make a joke. On the other hand, Scorpio feels everything with intense passion. For him, emotions are not something to be taken lightly, they are the foundation of deep connections. He wants to fully immerse himself in the emotional experience, and he expects the same from his partner. This emotional depth can sometimes overwhelm you, and you might feel like he's asking too much, too soon. But if you're both willing to meet in the middle, this is where real growth happens. Scorpio will teach you the value of vulnerability and emotional intimacy, encouraging you to go beyond your comfort zone and explore the deeper layers of your feelings. In return, you'll help him find joy in life's lighter moments, showing him that not everything has to be so serious all the time. He'll appreciate your ability to make him laugh when he's brooding, and you'll start to see the beauty in emotional intensity when it's grounded in trust. Romance and intimacy, fireworks, and deep connections. In the realm of romance and intimacy, you and your Scorpio man are an exciting, if complicated, match. Scorpio is ruled by passion, both emotional and physical. He craves a deep, soulful connection, and for him, intimacy is a way to bond on a profound level. When he loves with everything he has, and he expects that same level of intensity from his partner. As a Gemini, your approach to romance is more playful and spontaneous. You enjoy experimenting, keeping things fun and exciting. You don't want to be weighed down by too much intensity, and sometimes, Scorpio's emotional approach to intimacy might feel a bit overwhelming. But the chemistry between you two is undeniable. Scorpio's passion will ignite something in you that you might not have even realized was there. He'll show you the beauty of deep, meaningful connections, while you'll remind him that romance can be fun and adventurous. In the bedroom, your Scorpio man might take the lead, but you'll keep things interesting with your playful energy and willingness to try new things. Over time, you'll find a balance where both of you feel fulfilled. He'll get the emotional depth he craves, and you'll get the excitement and variety you love. Trust and loyalty, a delicate dance. Trust is one of the most challenging aspects of a Gemini-Scorpio relationship. Scorpio is intensely loyal and expects complete commitment from his partner. Once he's invested, he's all in, and he needs to know that you're just as committed. However, your flirtatious nature as a Gemini might make him feel insecure at times. You're naturally social and enjoy being around different people, but Scorpio might see this as a threat to your relationship. He's possessive by nature, and while he won't always say it out loud, he'll feel deeply hurt if he thinks you're not as loyal as he is. This is where open communication becomes vital. You'll need to reassure him that your social nature doesn't mean you're not serious about the relationship. And he'll need to learn to trust that your independence doesn't undermine your loyalty. Building trust in this relationship takes time, but once it's established, Scorpio will be one of the most loyal and protective partners you could ask for. He'll go to great lengths to make sure you feel loved and secure, and in return, you'll offer him the sense of excitement and joy that he sometimes misses out on when he's too focused on emotional intensity. Long-term potential, a relationship of growth and transformation. In the long term, a relationship between a Gemini woman and a Scorpio man can be one of immense personal growth for both of you. You'll challenge each other in ways that might feel uncomfortable at times, but these challenges will lead to deeper understanding and transformation. For you, as a Gemini, Scorpio will help you connect with your emotions on a deeper level. He'll show you that it's okay to slow down, dive deep, and really feel your feelings instead of brushing them aside. You'll learn that emotional intensity doesn't have to be something to fear. It can be a powerful way to connect with your partner on a soul level. In return, you'll help Scorpio lighten up and find joy in the present moment. You'll remind him that life doesn't always have to be so serious, and that it's okay to let go and have fun. Together, you'll find a balance between depth and lightness, intensity and playfulness. Final thoughts, a powerful and unique bond. The relationship between a Gemini woman and a Scorpio man is anything but ordinary. It's a mix of light and dark, of intellectual curiosity and emotional depth. While it might not always be easy, the connection you share is powerful and transformative. For the Gemini woman, this relationship offers the chance to explore emotions and intimacy in ways you might never have before. For the Scorpio man, being with you brings a sense of excitement and adventure that balances out his intense emotional world. Together, you create a relationship that is full of passion, growth, and mutual respect. If you're both willing to put in the effort and embrace each other's differences, this relationship has the potential to evolve into something truly extraordinary. It won't always be easy, but it will be worth it, as both of you will grow in ways you never thought possible. The love compatibility between a Gemini woman and a Sagittarius man is like a cosmic dance that flows between excitement, adventure, and intellectual stimulation. When these two zodiac signs come together, it's a combination of air and fire, two elements that naturally complement each other and can create a passionate whirlwind romance. Let's dive deeper into how these two vibrant personalities interact, their strengths and challenges in a relationship, and why this connection can be so fulfilling. Initial attraction, the spark of curiosity. When a Gemini woman and a Sagittarius man first meet, the attraction is instant and undeniable. You, as a Gemini woman, are naturally drawn to the Sagittarius man's bold, adventurous spirit. He exudes confidence, And there's something about his unshakable optimism and curiosity about the world that makes him magnetic to you. You find him fascinating. He's someone who doesn't just talk about adventure, he lives it. His larger-than-life presence makes you feel like the world is full of endless possibilities. On the other hand, the Sagittarius man is equally captivated by you. He's enchanted by your quick wit, your sharp mind, and your ability to effortlessly charm a room with your words. He loves that you can match his intellectual curiosity and that, with you, there's never a dull moment. You, as a Gemini woman, thrive on mental stimulation, and your Sagittarius partner will notice and appreciate how easily you can switch between deep philosophical conversations and light-hearted humorous banter. This mental connection between you two is the foundation of your initial bond. Communication, a meeting of minds. Communication is one of the strongest points of compatibility between a Gemini woman and a Sagittarius man. Both of you are ruled by the planet Mercury Gemini and Jupiter Sagittarius, two planets associated with knowledge, wisdom, and intellectual expansion. This means you both place high value on communication and the sharing of ideas. You, as a Gemini, are endlessly curious. You love learning about new topics, asking questions, and seeing things from different perspectives. For you, a relationship that lacks mental stimulation is bound to feel stale. Sagittarius, too, thrives on communication, but his interests tend to lie in the bigger picture: philosophy, travel, spirituality, and exploration. He loves discussing life's grand mysteries, and he'll adore your ability to keep up with his lofty ideas. Conversations between you two are likely to flow freely, often lasting late into the night as you explore each other's minds. You'll bounce ideas off one another, and he'll appreciate how easily you can adapt to his ever-changing thoughts. You'll find that even when you disagree, your arguments can be fun and engaging, as neither of you shy away from a good debate. He loves your cleverness, and you admire his wisdom. Emotional connection, freedom against intimacy. Emotionally, the relationship between a Gemini woman and a Sagittarius man can be a bit more complex. Both of you value independence, freedom, and personal space. Neither of you are prone to intense displays of emotion, nor do you enjoy feeling suffocated by overly needy partners. This can be a double-edged sword in your relationship. As a Gemini woman, you tend to approach emotions from an intellectual standpoint. When emotions run high, your instinct is to analyze, rationalize, and discuss them rather than dive into the depths of your feelings. You prefer to keep things light and breezy, and you appreciate partners who don't push you to be overly emotional. For a Sagittarius man, emotions are also approached with a sense of detachment. He's passionate, yes, but he doesn't like being tied down by heavy emotional baggage. His love for freedom means that he can sometimes come off as emotionally distant, even when he deeply cares about someone. He doesn't want to feel trapped in a relationship that demands too much emotional investment. The challenge for both of you will be balancing your need for independence with the emotional intimacy that's necessary for a relationship to thrive. While you may not be overly emotional, it's important for both of you to take time to check in with each other's feelings, even if it feels unnatural. When you do connect emotionally, it will feel light and freeing, rather than intense or burdensome, which is exactly what both of you need. Romance and intimacy, playful and adventurous. Romance between a Gemini woman and a Sagittarius man is exciting, playful, and full of adventure. Neither of you are particularly traditional when it comes to love. You both get bored easily, so routines and overly predictable romantic gestures aren't your style. Instead, you both thrive on new experiences. Whether that's exploring a new place, trying out new activities, or simply keeping each other on your toes. For you, as a Gemini, romance is about mental stimulation. You love a partner who can engage your mind as much as your heart, and you'll find that Sagittarius has the ability to do just that. He's enthusiastic and adventurous, and he's always coming up with new ideas to keep things fresh in your relationship. In the bedroom, you'll find that your connection is just as adventurous. Sagittarius men are known for their passion and enthusiasm, and you, as a Gemini woman, bring playfulness and curiosity to your intimate life. Together, you'll enjoy experimenting, trying new things, and keeping the spark alive. For you, intimacy is not just about physical connection. It's about keeping things fun, light, and engaging. Independence, mutual respect for space. One of the reasons why this relationship has such strong potential is that both of you deeply understand the need for independence. You, as a Gemini woman, need the freedom to explore your interests, to socialize, and to keep your life dynamic. The Sagittarius man is much the same. He needs to feel like he's free to go on his own adventures, to pursue his passions, and to keep his life moving forward. The beauty of this pairing is that neither of you will feel threatened by the other's independence. Instead, you'll support each other's need for space and growth. Sagittarius men are not possessive by nature, and you'll appreciate that he doesn't try to tie you down or control your actions. Likewise, you'll give him the freedom he craves, knowing that at the end of the day, you'll both return to each other with new stories, experiences, and insights to share. Challenges: avoiding restlessness. While the Gemini woman and Sagittarius man pairing is full of excitement, there can also be challenges, particularly when it comes to stability. Both of you are mutable signs, which means you're adaptable, but you can also be restless and changeable. You may find it difficult to settle down or create a stable foundation for your relationship because neither of you are particularly focused on practical matters. For you, as a Gemini, life is about variety and new experiences, and while this keeps your relationship exciting, it can also make it difficult to build long-term stability. Sagittarius men are similar. They thrive on freedom and adventure, but they may struggle with the day-to-day responsibilities that come with a committed relationship. To make this relationship work long-term, you'll both need to find a balance between adventure and responsibility. It's important to nurture the fun and excitement in your relationship, but also to make sure you're building something solid that can last. With open communication and mutual understanding, you'll be able to create a partnership that's both exciting and stable. Conclusion: a dynamic and free-spirited pairing. The relationship between a Gemini woman and a Sagittarius man is full of potential for growth, excitement, and mutual respect. You'll find that your shared love for communication, adventure, and mental stimulation creates a bond that's hard to break. While there may be challenges when it comes to emotional depth and stability, your mutual respect for each other's independence and your ability to keep things fun and light will help you navigate those challenges. This relationship has the potential to be a beautiful journey of growth and exploration, as long as you both stay open, honest, and willing to support each other's personal growth. Your partnership will be one that's full of love, laughter, and endless adventure. When it comes to the compatibility between a Gemini woman and a Capricorn man, the relationship can be as unique as it is challenging. You, as a Gemini woman, are naturally curious, adaptable, and full of energy. You thrive on change and communication, moving swiftly from one idea to the next, charming everyone in your orbit. On the other hand, a Capricorn man is grounded, practical, and deeply ambitious. His steady, methodical approach to life is something you may find intriguing yet puzzling at times. Though you may come from different worlds, these differences can offer an exciting dynamic if you both commit to understanding each other's needs and strengths. Let's dive deeper into this partnership and explore how this air and earth duo can find balance, growth, and long-term success. The first attraction: two very different vibes. When you first meet a Capricorn man, you may notice a certain quiet strength about him. He's not the life of the party, and he certainly won't be the one drawing attention with witty banter the way you do. Instead, he's the one standing back, observing, and taking everything in. He'll be fascinated by your lively energy, your quick wit, and your ability to navigate any conversation with ease. While he might not jump into the conversation with the same speed, don't let that fool you. He's intrigued, possibly more than he's letting on. You, as a Gemini, will be curious about him right away. What's going on behind that calm, collected exterior? You may find his quiet confidence attractive, even though he's so different from the spontaneous social butterflies you're usually drawn to. You'll want to understand how he thinks, and you'll likely be the one to initiate deeper conversations. Capricorn is not one to rush, though, and this can be refreshing for you. He won't overwhelm you with emotions or passion right away. Instead, he'll take his time to get to know you, which can feel stable and grounding in the whirlwind of your often fast-paced life. Communication. Finding a common language. One of the trickiest areas for a Gemini woman and a Capricorn man is communication. You, as a Gemini, are ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, so you're naturally gifted when it comes to words, ideas, and expression. You're quick to engage, curious about every subject, and you love to explore different perspectives. For you, conversations are like mental gymnastics. You love the back and forth exchange of ideas and can switch topics seamlessly. Capricorn, however, approaches communication very differently. He's ruled by Saturn, the planet of structure and discipline, so when he speaks, it's often with purpose. He's not one to engage in small talk for the sake of it, and he prefers to focus on solving problems, rather than debating for fun. This can sometimes create a disconnect between you. He might find your constant switching between topics dizzying, while you could see his methodical, focused style as a bit too rigid or slow. But here's where your strengths can complement each other. Capricorn will help you ground your thoughts, encouraging you to delve deeper into specific ideas rather than skimming over the surface. You'll teach him how to relax and enjoy lighter, more playful conversations without always needing an end goal. If you're patient with one another, you'll find that your different communication styles can actually enhance the relationship. You'll bring a breath of fresh air into his life, while he'll offer you stability and a deeper level of understanding. Emotional connection, unlocking Capricorn's heart. Emotionally, a Gemini woman and a Capricorn man can be an interesting pair. You, as a Gemini, tend to be more rational and detached when it comes to emotions. You prefer to analyze your feelings rather than dwell on them. Capricorn, on the other hand, while seemingly stoic on the outside, is actually deeply emotional underneath his composed exterior. However, he's not one to openly express these emotions right away. He prefers to keep his feelings close to the chest, revealing them slowly over time as trust builds. You might initially find Capricorn's emotional reserve a bit confusing or frustrating. You're used to engaging with people who are more open and expressive, and you might wonder why he's holding back. But this is where patience is key. Capricorn is cautious by nature, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. He won't dive headfirst into a relationship. He's more likely to take small, deliberate steps. But when he does open up, it's deep and sincere. You'll appreciate Capricorn's reliability and loyalty. Once he's committed, he's all in, and you'll feel secure knowing that he's not someone who takes relationships lightly. In return, he'll admire your lightheartedness and flexibility. You bring a sense of fun and adventure to his life, which he desperately needs to balance out his serious work-focused mindset. Over time, he'll become more comfortable sharing his deeper emotions with you, and you'll find that his quiet strength is exactly what you need to feel grounded and supported. Romance and intimacy, balancing earth and air. In the realm of romance, your differences will be both a challenge and an opportunity for growth. As a Gemini, you crave excitement, variety, and spontaneity in love. You're playful, flirtatious, and love keeping things fresh and exciting in your relationship. Capricorn, however, approaches romance in a more traditional, steady way. He's not one for grand gestures or constantly changing the script. Instead, he prefers to show his love through consistency and actions rather than words. In the bedroom, these differences can play out in interesting ways. Capricorn is sensual and prefers a slow, steady approach to intimacy. He's patient and takes his time getting to know what you like, which can feel grounding for your often scattered energy. You, on the other hand, may bring more playfulness and variety into the mix, encouraging him to loosen up and try new things. The key to a fulfilling intimate connection is finding a balance between Capricorn's steady sensuality and your need for excitement and spontaneity. Shared goals and long-term vision. Where you and Capricorn can truly thrive as a couple is in your shared goals and values. Despite your differences, both of you are ambitious in your own ways. Capricorn is all about long-term planning and working toward a secure future, while you, as a Gemini, are more focused on personal growth, learning, and exploration. While you might not always share the same approach, you'll find that you can help each other achieve a balanced life. Capricorn's influence will help you focus on your long-term goals, offering you structure and guidance that you may not have had before. He'll be your biggest supporter when it comes to turning your ideas into reality, and you'll appreciate his steady, reliable presence. In return, you'll show Capricorn how to embrace change, think outside the box, and enjoy the journey rather than always focusing on the destination. The challenges: freedom against stability. One of the biggest challenges in this relationship will be finding a balance between your need for freedom and Capricorn's desire for stability. You as a Gemini value your independence and freedom to explore new ideas, people, and experiences. The idea of being tied down by routines or responsibilities can feel suffocating at times. Capricorn, on the other hand, craves stability and security in his relationships. He wants to know that you're committed to building a future together, and he's not one to take risks or make impulsive decisions. To make this relationship work, you'll both need to compromise. You'll need to reassure Capricorn that your need for freedom doesn't mean you're any less committed to the relationship, while he'll need to understand that your spontaneity and adaptability are essential parts of who you are. With patience and understanding, you'll find a way to meet in the middle, where both of your needs are respected and honored. Conclusion: building a life together. Ultimately, the compatibility between a Gemini woman and a Capricorn man comes down to balance. While your differences may seem stark at first, they can actually complement each other beautifully when approached with respect and understanding. Capricorn will offer you the stability, loyalty, and grounding that you need to thrive, while you'll bring excitement, creativity, and a sense of adventure into his life. Together, you'll build a relationship that's both intellectually stimulating and emotionally fulfilling. It won't always be an easy road, but the growth and depth that come from working through your differences will be well worth it. You'll find that your partnership is stronger for the challenges you've faced, and the love you share will continue to grow as you learn from each other and support one another's dreams. The love compatibility between a Gemini woman and an Aquarius man is a beautiful blend of intellectual stimulation, freedom, and deep mutual respect. This is the kind of relationship where both of you not only understand each other's unique quirks, but also celebrate them. There's an undeniable electricity between you two, where your natural curiosity and his independent spirit collide to create a connection that's both exciting and unconventional. The initial spark, a meeting of minds. When you, as a Gemini woman, first meet an Aquarius man, it feels like finding a kindred spirit in a world full of mundane interactions. He is different. There's something about his detached, almost aloof nature that intrigues you. He doesn't play by the same rules as everyone else. He marches to the beat of his own drum, and this excites your natural curiosity. You can feel the gears in your mind turning, wondering how deep the rabbit hole of his thoughts and beliefs goes. For an Aquarius man, you, as a Gemini, are a breath of fresh air, someone who matches his intellectual intensity and thirst for novelty. You both are drawn to each other not by physical attraction alone, but by a meeting of minds, a mutual understanding that goes beyond words. The beginning of your relationship is filled with laughter, shared jokes, and conversations that last for hours. For you as a Gemini woman, these deep conversations are everything. You need that mental stimulation to feel truly connected, and an Aquarius man delivers. He'll challenge your ideas and push you to think in ways you never have before, and you'll do the same for him. You'll never run out of things to talk about, and this is one of the cornerstones of your relationship. From debating the latest technological trends to discussing philosophical questions about the future, you both thrive on exchanging ideas and pushing each other's intellectual boundaries. Communication, the heartbeat of your relationship. Communication between a Gemini woman and an Aquarius man is nothing short of magic. Both of you are air signs, and as such, you have a natural affinity for words, ideas, and discussions. For you, communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. You're ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, which means that expressing your thoughts and ideas comes as naturally as breathing. Meanwhile, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, the planet of revolution and innovation, making him someone who thrives on intellectual stimulation and unconventional ideas. Together, your conversations become an endless dance of wit, knowledge, and curiosity. You can talk about anything and everything, from mundane topics like your favorite books or movies to complex and abstract ideas about the universe and human nature. There's no topic that's off limits for you two, and that's what makes your relationship so thrilling. You love how he challenges your mind, and he loves how you keep things fresh with your ever-changing thoughts and perspectives. There's a natural flow in the way you communicate. Neither of you feels the need to hold back or censor your thoughts. But it's important to note that while your communication is usually harmonious, there may be times when your Gemini need for variety clashes with his Aquarius desire to delve deeper into a topic. You may find yourself moving from one idea to the next, while he wants to explore a single concept more thoroughly. It's important to recognize these differences and allow space for each other's communication styles. Despite this, your intellectual connection will always bring you back together. Emotional connection, a unique approach to love. When it comes to emotions, you and your Aquarius man approach love from a very different angle than most couples. Neither of you is overly sentimental, nor do you get bogged down by emotional drama. For you, as a Gemini woman, emotions are often fleeting and changeable. You're not one to dwell on feelings for too long. Instead, you prefer to keep things light, fun, and exciting. An Aquarius man, on the other hand, can sometimes come across as emotionally distant or detached. He's not one to openly express his feelings in traditional ways, but that doesn't mean he doesn't care deeply. In fact, both of you show your love more through actions than words. You may not shower each other with romantic gestures or grand displays of affection, but there's an unspoken understanding between you. The emotional connection in this relationship is more subtle, more intellectual than emotional. You bond over shared experiences, mutual respect, and the freedom to be yourselves. This doesn't mean that there isn't any love or care between you, it's just expressed differently. That said, one challenge you might face in this relationship is the need to balance your intellectual connection with a deeper emotional bond. While you're both comfortable operating on a cerebral level, there may come a time when emotional intimacy is required to strengthen the relationship. You'll need to make sure that you don't overlook each other's emotional needs in the pursuit of intellectual stimulation. If you can find a way to bring more emotional depth into the relationship, it will only serve to strengthen your bond. The freedom factor, a breath of fresh air. One of the most beautiful aspects of the Gemini-Aquarius relationship is the mutual respect for each other's independence and freedom. Both of you value your autonomy, and neither of you is the type to cling or become overly dependent on the other. This is a relationship where freedom isn't just allowed, it's celebrated. You both understand that in order to grow as individuals, you need space to pursue your own interests, passions, and ideas. As a Gemini woman, you're always on the go, seeking new experiences and adventures. You can't stand being tied down by routine or tradition, and an Aquarius man is one of the few partners who will never try to confine you. In fact, he encourages you to be your most authentic self, to explore the world in your own unique way. He's not the type to get jealous or possessive, which is a relief for you because you thrive in relationships that give you the freedom to be who you are. For him, your free-spirited nature is refreshing. He loves that you're not trying to change him or make him fit into a traditional mold. Aquarius men need space to think, create, and innovate, and you give him that space without question. The freedom you give each other allows the relationship to flourish without the weight of jealousy, insecurity, or control. This mutual respect for each other's independence is what keeps the relationship light, fun, and exciting. Romance and intimacy, unconventional and stimulating. In terms of romance and intimacy, you and your Aquarius man are anything but conventional. Neither of you is particularly interested in grand romantic gestures or over-the-top displays of affection. Instead, you both prefer to keep things spontaneous, fun, and mentally stimulating. For you, as a Gemini, romance is about keeping things exciting, and for him, it's about experimenting and trying new things. Together, you'll create a romantic connection that's as unconventional as it is exciting. When it comes to intimacy, you'll find that your Aquarius partner brings a level of creativity and experimentation to the relationship. He's not one to follow the usual rules, and this will excite your naturally curious nature. You, in turn, will bring your own brand of playfulness and spontaneity to the bedroom, making the physical connection between you both lively and ever-changing. Long-term potential, growing together. While the initial spark between a Gemini woman and an Aquarius man is undeniable, the long-term potential of your relationship lies in your ability to grow together. Both of you are naturally curious, open-minded, and always looking for the next adventure, which means your relationship will never get boring. You'll constantly be exploring new ideas, places, and experiences together, keeping the relationship fresh and exciting. However, one challenge you might face is the tendency to avoid emotional depth. Both of you prefer to keep things light and avoid getting bogged down by intense emotions. While this can work for a while, there will come a time when emotional intimacy is needed to take the relationship to the next level. You'll need to find a way to balance your intellectual connection with a deeper emotional bond. The key to making this relationship work in the long term is to embrace each other's differences, while also recognizing the importance of emotional connection. If you can do that, there's no limit to what you and your Aquarius man can achieve together. In this relationship, you'll feel understood, respected, and free to be your most authentic self. Conclusion: a match of minds and spirits. In the end, the relationship between a Gemini woman and an Aquarius man is a beautiful dance of freedom, intellect, and mutual respect. You're both free spirits who value independence and intellectual stimulation, and together, you create a world that's full of excitement, adventure, and endless possibilities. This is a relationship where you'll feel truly understood and appreciated for who you are. While there may be challenges along the way, such as balancing your intellectual connection with emotional intimacy, the foundation of your relationship is strong. You both bring out the best in each other, and together you'll create a life that's filled with growth, discovery, and love. The love compatibility between a Gemini woman and a Pisces man is like watching the meeting of two very different worlds. You, as a Gemini, thrive on mental stimulation, adaptability, and new experiences, while the Pisces man is a deeply emotional, intuitive soul who sees the world through the lens of his heart. At first glance, it may seem like an odd match, a butterfly who flits from flower to flower paired with a dreamer who dwells in his emotional depths. But that's what makes this pairing so compelling, the potential for each of you to learn, grow, and complement one another in unexpected and transformative ways. The initial attraction, a deep and curious spark. When you first meet a Pisces man, you might feel a deep, almost inexplicable connection. He has an air of mystery about him, a quiet intensity that draws you in. His sensitivity, his ability to intuitively understand people and situations, is both intriguing and refreshing. For someone like you, who lives primarily in the mental realm, this kind of emotional insight is captivating. You might find yourself wanting to explore his world, to understand how he perceives life through his intuitive lens. On the other hand, your Pisces man is equally fascinated by you. As a Gemini, your quick wit, boundless curiosity, and lively energy catch his attention right away. You bring a lightness and playfulness into his often introspective and emotionally complex world. Your ability to talk about any subject under the sun, to shift perspectives and explore new ideas, is incredibly attractive to him. He sees in you the potential for excitement, for adventure, and for experiences that take him out of his emotional cocoon. The initial attraction between you two is based on the idea that you can offer each other something different, something you both secretly crave. For you, he represents emotional depth and the ability to truly connect on a heart level, something that can be missing in more superficial connections. For him, you bring light, laughter, and intellectual stimulation, which can help him break free from his more solitary, introspective tendencies. Communication, a meeting of the mind and the heart. When it comes to communication, this is where things get interesting, and where you may face some challenges. As a Gemini woman, you're ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. Words are your playground. You love to explore ideas, debate concepts, and share stories. You're quick on your feet, always moving from one thought to the next, and you appreciate open, direct communication. Your Pisces man, however, is ruled by Neptune, the planet of dreams and illusions. For him, communication is often more about emotions, intuition, and feelings than about words themselves. He might struggle to articulate his thoughts as clearly as you, often expressing himself in a more abstract, poetic, or even non-verbal way. He feels deeply, but he may not always know how to put those feelings into words, which can be confusing for someone like you, who prefers direct and logical exchanges. This difference in communication styles can lead to misunderstandings. There may be times when you feel like he's being evasive or not clear enough, while he may feel that you're not fully attuned to his emotional nuances. You'll have to work on finding common ground here, being patient with each other. Your ability to adapt, Gemini, will be an asset in this relationship. You'll need to slow down and give him the space he needs to express himself in his own way, while he'll have to work on being more open and direct with his feelings. The beauty of this dynamic is that if you can find a balance between your intellectual approach and his emotional intuition, you'll create a communication style that's both rich and meaningful. You'll learn to tune into each other's signals, whether they're spoken or unspoken, and this will deepen your bond over time. Emotional connection, exploring new depths together. When it comes to emotional connection, the Gemini-Pisces pairing can be a bit of a roller coaster. As a Gemini woman, you tend to approach emotions in a more detached, analytical way. You're not one to dwell on your feelings for too long. Instead, you prefer to think through them, understand them, and then move on. You're more likely to use humor or intellectualization as a way to navigate difficult emotions, rather than getting stuck in them. Your Pisces man, on the other hand, is deeply emotional. He feels everything intensely and is not afraid to dive into the depths of his emotions. For him, love is a spiritual experience, a way to connect with the deeper mysteries of life. He craves emotional intimacy, vulnerability, and a sense of merging with his partner on a soul level. This can sometimes feel overwhelming for you, as you may not be used to such emotional intensity. However, this is also where the potential for profound growth lies in your relationship. He will teach you the beauty of vulnerability, of opening up to your emotions and allowing yourself to feel deeply. In return, you will show him the importance of maintaining a sense of lightness and perspective, helping him not to get lost in his emotions. Your Pisces partner may sometimes feel insecure in the relationship, especially if he perceives you as being emotionally distant or inconsistent. He'll need reassurance from you that just because you don't always express your emotions as deeply as he does, it doesn't mean you don't care. Over time, you'll both learn to navigate these emotional waters, finding a balance between his depth and your lightness. Romance and intimacy, a dreamy escape. In terms of romance, your Pisces man is one of the most romantic and devoted partners you could ask for. He's a dreamer at heart, and he sees love as a sacred connection. He will go out of his way to create magical moments for you, whether it's writing you a heartfelt letter, planning a romantic evening, or simply holding you close in moments of quiet intimacy. For you, as a Gemini woman, this level of romance can feel both exciting and a little overwhelming. You're used to keeping things fun and light, and you may not always know how to respond to his deep emotional displays. However, if you allow yourself to open up to his way of loving, you'll discover that he has the ability to make you feel cherished and adored in ways you've never experienced before. In terms of intimacy, the connection between a Gemini woman and a Pisces man can be incredibly fulfilling. He's intuitive and empathetic, able to sense what you need without you having to say a word. For you, his emotional sensitivity can be a refreshing change, allowing you to explore a deeper level of intimacy that goes beyond the physical. He'll help you slow down and appreciate the beauty of being fully present with each other, both physically and emotionally. Long-term potential, balancing air and water. In the long run, the relationship between a Gemini woman and a Pisces man can be a beautiful journey of self-discovery and mutual growth. You bring out the best in each other, with your Gemini nature adding lightness, curiosity, and adaptability to his more emotional, introspective approach to life. He, in turn, will help you connect with your emotions and develop a deeper sense of empathy and understanding. However, there will be challenges along the way. The main obstacle will be finding a balance between his need for emotional closeness and your need for intellectual freedom. He might sometimes feel hurt or neglected if he senses that you're not as emotionally invested as he is, while you might feel overwhelmed by his need for constant emotional connection. The key to making this relationship work is communication, patience, and compromise. You'll need to reassure him that just because you don't always express your emotions in the same way, it doesn't mean you don't care. In return, he'll need to give you the space and freedom you need to feel fulfilled in the relationship. If you can both meet each other halfway, this relationship has the potential to be a deeply enriching and transformative experience for both of you. Conclusion: a journey of discovery. The love compatibility between a Gemini woman and a Pisces man is a journey, one that's full of twists, turns, and unexpected surprises. You'll both be challenged to step outside of your comfort zones and learn from each other's strengths and weaknesses. While it may not always be easy, the potential for deep emotional and intellectual growth is immense. Together, you have the ability to create a relationship that's both dreamy and grounded, a love that allows you to explore new dimensions of connection while still honoring each other's individuality. If you're both willing to put in the effort to understand and appreciate each other's unique qualities, This relationship can be a deeply rewarding and transformative experience for both of you.